Just a tad loud. Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Better, you loud. You real loud. Good for you. Really. I'm a chill. Showcase. It's fine. Oh, then. So I was not listening first. Uh-huh. What is that? It's a teaser, so I need more. Bullshit me. Don't bullshit me.
Here I saw subjects How could I know my research would stir a dormant evil? Alcatraz, tortured souls, whose guilt I could drain and drain again. Their pain, the price of progress. My dear assistant Katie understands. Soon everyone will understand. Especially you, Ghostbusters, with your silly parlor tricks. You will see the progress I have made. Know the power I have harnessed.
You have enough audio
You
now,
will
real person.
realize that I, Gustav Hookfather, am the genius.
Okay, how about now? Test it.
Endless clean energy. The Ghost Lord is coming. What have I brought upon the world? The time of the Ghost Lord.
Yeah, I've been tweaking audio and have not exactly fully messed with that. It's a good now, real person. I'm kind of iffy on the whole Ghostbusters thing. It just seems more like a cash
Check this
grab.
out. The team let me into the San Francisco Ghostbusters HQ a little early, and it's still under construction. But I've got my proton pack, my PKE meter, and I know exactly who I'm teaming up with to take out the Ghost Lord. Because if there's one thing you can say about me, is that I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Yay.
Whew. Anyway,
Sorry,
when
these
we
are
asked One
cringy, isn't it?
Concept, developers of Rocket NX, what's something players will love about your new game? They said, you can lose an arm, then pick it back up and bash your enemies with it. There you go. Underdogs is a physics-based brawler where you wrap yourself in your 5-ton gorilla mech and rampage through New Bracca, the 22nd century mech fighting capital of the world. Take on whatever the pitmasters throw your way and upgrade your mech to be even more fearsome. But remember,
To be honest, I'm
the
not
more you climb the
expecting
ranks,
much for
the
this
more
showcase.
every lowlife in the city will be gunning for you. So get ready to claw your way up the food chain.
Yo, this city ain't never gonna let two base boys like us in. Nah, this the jungle out here, bruv. If we wanna get into New Bracca, we're gonna have to fight like fucking animals.
So VR mech battles. What do you guys think exactly? Like it's hard to really see how good this is gonna be just because we're getting the flat screen perspective. Fonzie, hello sir. Thank you for the love. I don't know. It could be fun, but I'm still just kind of on the fence.
We revealed NFL Pro Era, the first NFL and NFLPA licensed VR football sim. Since the game's launched last October, you've completed over 3 million NFL seasons and unlocked over 9 million trophies. But what's next? Here to tell you is Status Pro president and co-founder and former NFL wide receiver, Andrew Hawkins.
Thanks, Ruth. Our goal last year at Status Pro was to give people the experience of being NFL QB1.
I'd be first to admit, I'm not exactly a sports person.
Favorite NFL team to victory. And the positive response we got from our community was overwhelming. But that was just the beginning. Later this year, we're upping the game with the next evolution of NFL Pro Era. This year is all about showing the world what you've got. With the new version of NFL Pro Era, we're expanding multiplayer so you and your best friend can pit your favorite teams against each other and see who comes out on top. There's a world of competition out there, and we want to see how our community's QB skills stack up. We got a lot more to share, though, between now and launch. New features,
Is this
new
first
modes.
person, or is this more of a
than
strategy
roster
game?
update. The next version of NFL Pro Era will build on last year's game in so many cool ways, and we cannot wait to get it in your hands. Check us out on social. We posted a lot of community and game updates there before we launch this fall. This is really cool, by the way.
Thanks, Hawk. All right, moving on from the field to the court. Back in December, Resolution Games, creators of Blastin and Demio, revealed their latest project, Racket Club, an all-new sport designed exclusively for VR. Practice your swing solo, play pickup matches with people all around the world, or just hang out and socialize courtside with your friends in this one-of-a-kind sports complex. Here's a new look at Racket Club.
Show me. No, this is supposed to be another like racket type game. Forget what it was, but like you're basically in a room hitting like a ball against like a wall by yourself. This looks ridiculous. This doesn't look impressive, honestly. The whole point of VR is like you want to feel cool doing something, right? This still just looks like another tech demo. I'll give it a 2. 2 out of 5.
At our debut gaming showcase, I premiered the launch trailer for Wraith: The Oblivion Afterlife from Fast Travel Games. It was the first VR game set in the world of darkness. And today, we're diving back into the world of supernatural horror with an all-new adventure RPG, Vampire: The Masquerade Justice, which will send you to Venice. But not the Venice you see on postcards. You are a vampire, comfortable in the city's darkest
How did you
shadows.
know?
Hide in plain sight. Drink the blood of mortals and use your vampiric abilities to become the ultimate judge of the guilty. So, without further ado, let's sink our teeth into the debut trailer for Vampire: The Masquerade Justice.
Okay, I like the Vampire Masquerade series. I'm still waiting on the release of the flat screen game. It's been in development hell for a while now.
Venice. Italy. Felt like I was back on square one.
So if they were working on this, that explains why they haven't finished the other game. Does that mean they abandoned the flat screen project? Give me a
But
second.
the guilty must be punished. You do well to remember that. Because if you don't, I'll make things very uncomfortable for you.
Next,
That still looks kind
an
of mid,
adventure
honestly.
that never needs to end. This one is special to me. It's developed by Othergate, a studio co-founded by 4 VR veterans who I used to work with for years on the Oculus Studios team on our very first and super popular franchise, Dead and Buried. I know firsthand that these guys are masters at making fun multiplayer games, and I am honored to announce their next project, Dungeons of Eternity. This 1 to 3 player dungeon crawler generates levels from hundreds of unique chambers, so no 2 trips are the same. You'll explore dark crypts, ruined castles, and deep caverns. Battle
Still waiting for
monstrous
something
enemies with
that, like,
melee and magic, solve puzzles,
looks
avoid
fun.
traps, gather loot, escape back to safety, level up, and then do it all over again in a brand new dungeon. Take a look.
Okay. Not that one, the other. That one. I mean, combat looks okay. Like, they have to give me a reason to jump into this. Like, what's the premise? You just jumping in for the hell of it? That was the coolest enemy yet. You don't even really show it. We
Okay,
had a 5.
we brought back Samba de Amigo, but we must have other beloved classics waiting in the wings, right? How about one of the best-selling games of the 90s? An iconic mystery, maybe? Something a little spooky?
Are you gonna ruin something?
Yeah, I think we have one like that.
I feel like you're gonna ruin something. Virgo Games. Hand tracking?
It's you. Don't be afraid. I'm here to help.
Sure,
There
you
are
are,
many
kid.
like me here, trapped in this house. Each night, the guests arrive.
Stout, what do you want? Show yourself!
Blue? Some guess I have no idea what this is. I'm gonna
The seventh
predict a
guest
3 out of 5.
is mostly known for ushering in the CD-ROM era, once upon a time. But it's a great puzzle adventure game. And it's cool to see Vertigo Games and Vertigo Studios Rotterdam staying
I
true
like
to the original.
Vertigo Games,
but
so
reimagining
I'm
it
gonna
for a new
give it
era.
like again.
The team is using
3 out of
volumetric
5,
videos
best
to capture
guess.
the live-action performances of actors to help tell the game's story. They're also fully recreating the iconic mansion in 3D for the first time. Just don't be surprised if it starts changing shape around you. It is haunted after all. In addition to the seventh guest, Vertigo is working on Arizona Sunshine 2, a sequel to one of the most popular games from VR's early days. This one people have been waiting to see for a long time, including me. You might have seen the CG reveal recently, but today we have another short teaser for you. Time to say hello to your old pal Freddy.
Oh, folks, while you were
hello
there in the
to a new
background,
friend as well.
at least like the video for me. It helps. This, however, might actually be a like a console seller or like
Hold up.
sorry, a headset
Allow me to show you
seller.
how it's done. Nice, but oh yeah, that's gonna do. Watch and learn. What the? Get a room. You know that only counts as one.
He reminds me of Fonzie.
In Arizona Sunshine 2, you'll survive the desolate waste of Arizona with your new best friend, Buddy, who you can trust to have your back, even when Freddy's are trying to take a bite out of it. Arizona Sunshine 2 launches later this year.
That's basically
So be sure to
Fonzie in
check out
VR
the
right
game's
there.
extended CG reveal trailer if you haven't already. Okay. Last November, Netflix and Tender Claws revealed that the hit series Stranger Things is coming to VR. I hope you're comfortable in the upside down. because you're
Yeah,
gonna be spending a
looked
lot
at
of
that,
time
but I
there.
wasn't sure about it.
In this chilling psychological horror experience, you are Vecna, invading people's minds and conjuring up their worst nightmares as you look to take revenge on Eleven and her friends. Stranger Things VR comes to MetaQuest Store later this year. And here is a brand new trailer.
It's great that you get more story, but I didn't exactly want to play as a villain.
To realize my potential, to transcend my human form, to become the predator I was always born to be.
Eh.
It's time.
I think there wasn't exactly someone you liked, so it's kind of weird to have a game in.
Next, it's time to strap into your omnidirectional mobility gear.
Like, it's already
and
hard enough to
prepare
get
fight
people
the
into VR
unthinkable.
and everything.
Attack on Titan is a best-selling manga series,
Oh god.
acclaimed anime adaptation, and now, thanks to the team at Universe, an exhilarating VR game.
For
Attack
Arizona
on Titan
Sunshine is the
VR
only good game.
Unbreakable lets you join the Scout Regiment and go head-to-head with the Titans themselves. Swing through the air using your ODM gear and take down enemies many times your size as you try to protect the last vestiges of humankind. Some of you may already be familiar with this game because we teased it late last year, but you didn't get to see the game's dynamic, high-flying battles. Today you will.
Okay, half. I don't think to be that high flying. And I'm judging harshly. I'm judging very hard. Not bad, actually. Now, is there story to this? Oh my god. Alright, they look ridiculous. Is this actual gameplay? But that doesn't look like actual gameplay to me. Like, I want to give them the benefit of that. If it's real, like, fine, it looks pretty cool and everything. But that just...
Back in 2011, Polish developer People Can Fly, the creators
It looks like a
behind
pre-rendered
Outriders
scene.
and Painkiller, introduced the world to skill shots. Blast an enemy out of the air, skill shot. Kick him into a cactus, skill shot. Crush somebody under a hot dog cart. You get the idea. Now imagine how creative you could get with that system in VR. Forget imagining it. We've got it. Here's your first look at Bulletstorm in VR.
Alright, have at it. Okay, graphics looks good. Lots of scenery, no action. Well, we pulled a lever, we broke a door. They're showing each scene for a fraction of a second. I can't tell how good this is, honestly. I want to say this will be. I'm not.
This is the Bulletstorm we all know and love.
Is it?
Every
Is
skill
it?
shot, every story beat fully recreated from the ground up for VR. And for the first time, you'll actually be able to handle an energy leash, deliver devastating blows, and mow down hordes of mutated enemies. So book your ticket to the planet Stygia for later this year.
Do you even know
And
anything
thanks
about
to
the game?
People Can Fly and Incuvo
What's up, nerds?
for
What's
bringing
up?
such a fun project to life.
Hi, Gambit.
Okay.
How you doing?
Before we start talking about our final game, I know you've been waiting for an update on
Final
Assassin's
game?
Creed in VR.
That's it?
And I have good news. Assassin's Creed Nexus is coming to the MetaQuest
Like, most of the
store
titles
by
have
the
been
end of the
kind of
year.
mid,
Tune
honestly.
into Ubisoft Forward on June 12th for the full reveal
puzzles?
of
Me
Assassin's
too, actually.
Creed Nexus. All right, I promised you a deep dive. Let's get into it. In 2019, Asgard's Wrath took us on an epic journey across the fabled 9 realms of Norse
Wait, are you
mythology.
sharing calzones?
That journey ended here, imprisoned in this very tavern by the trickster god Loki. But Destiny has more in store for you. From Sanzaru Games and Oculus Studios, this is the world premiere of Asgard's
Love
Wrath
it.
2.
Chaos is spreading. Loki's evil invades all realms.
Captured in an engine. Still seems pretty pre-rendered to me.
He must not be stopped.
Okay. Presentation-wise, this looks
Betrayal
a
has
hell of a lot better than the last couple games. Welcome back. I haven't played Asgard's Wrath, but it looks damn good. And this looks amazing. Out of all the VR titles they've shown, this looks the best.
Your reality is my guardian.
Exact your vengeance.
and unleash your
He's your bestie,
wrath.
really? You think you can get me a copy of this? See, this looks fun. Yeah, I get to play the loot and kill people with it? That sounds good. But this is the last game of the showcase. They didn't show much.
Asgard's Wrath 2 is an all-new standalone adventure in this epic series.
Ghostbusters
Freed from prison
looked
by the Weavers of
okay.
Fate, you'll set out on a new quest.
Arizona
across time and
Sunshine, they
space.
didn't re-show
From the
actual
Norse
gameplay, just a
realms
teaser.
To the deserts of ancient Egypt. Here on the Great Sand Sea,
The
you'll
only
once
game that
again
looked
battle
really
gods
good,
and creatures
actually.
of myth to stop Loki from upending all of creation. When the original Asgard's Wrath released on PC VR, it wowed players with its jaw-dropping scale, brutal physics-based combat, and stunning graphics. Asgard's Wrath 2 will set a whole new standard for wireless VR. This is the deep and immersive action RPG that you've been waiting for. Packing enormous, free-roaming environments, gorgeous visuals, and well over 60 hours of exploration and tense combat into
I don't
MetaQuest 2 and MetaQuest 3. Today, my friend Matt Kramer, head of design at Sanzaru Games, will take us on a tour of the team's groundbreaking title. Everything you're about to see was captured in-game. Matt, the mic's yours.
Now, here's the thing: every other title,
Thanks, Ray. I'm so excited
barely got
to
any
show everyone
coverage.
what we've been working on at Sanzaru these last few years.
This is the only game that they
Asgard's
give
Wrath
this much
2 picks
attention.
up where the first game left off, in a mysterious tavern you can't escape from. You're suddenly thrust into battle with a giant creature, clearly from another realm. Just when you think all is lost, you encounter the Weavers of Fate, a trio of beings that set you off upon your adventure to find and stop Loki. So just how much bigger is this game? Not only will you travel through new Asgardian locations, like Muspelheim,
Now,
the
are
land
they
of
gonna
fire,
have a
the Weavers
PCR
of Fate
release,
will
though?
also bring you into new realms, like the vast desert expanse of ancient Egypt. These massive worlds, beyond the scope of any other game on the MetaQuest platform, come alive in Asgard's Wrath 2. Dotted with temples, caves and dungeons, characters to meet,
Travel well.
monsters to battle, quests and side
Yeah, but
quests,
Arizona Sunshine, like,
Wildlife,
2 could have been that as
crafting
well.
resources, mini games, and more. This is a living world you can roam and explore freely. The most
Because this is not
expansive
gonna
of these
sell
worlds
everyone.
is the Great Sand Sea, full of hidden treasures and unique events. You could spend hours upon hours exploring this map and still not discover all its secrets. You might decide to prove your combat prowess by hunting rare, high-level monsters that roam the sands, or gather plants or and animal parts to craft useful consumable goods, such as bait to attract wildlife or a ward that provides a temporary AoE benefit wherever you throw it.
Like, most
But
games
it's not
didn't
all
even really
about
show
survival.
gameplay. They
Kick
showed
back
a
and
teaser
fish.
of stuff
Or
that
beat
was
your
in
high score
engine,
at the
but it
Slingshot
wasn't
Shooting
actual
Gallery.
gameplay.
There's no shortage of stuff to do and see outside the primary quest line.
They made the trailer look amazing,
These
but seeing
worlds
the
are so
actual
big,
gameplay
you're
is
going to
kind
want
of
some more speed as you move through them. Luckily, you'll have the power of a god at your fingertips. As with Asgard's Wrath, you'll be able
I
to
saw that.
transform a few brave animals into unique warrior followers to help you solve puzzles and eviscerate enemies. New in this game, they'll serve as powerful mounts that can carry you swiftly across the massive realms of
The first game
Asgard's Wrath
seemed more
2.
interesting. This seems kind of like there's less here.
Of course, what's fast on foot or mount can look very different to a god. Like Asgard's Wrath, you'll also see the world from the god scale perspective and use your cosmic powers to manipulate the mortal world around
We're
you.
still waiting to see whether or not the tracking on the
Reach
quest is
inaccessible
actually going to
areas,
be good.
solve puzzles, and more.
Like, they improved
can't save the world
visual
alone.
fidelity on the quest 3.
Egypt is full of would-be heroes
But
who need your
that's
godly
all we know.
assistance to enter the realm of legend.
Nope, haven't heard the
Each
price
hero
yet.
in Asgard's Wrath 2 is completely unique. Different weapons, different skills and abilities, and different strengths. By possessing these mortals, you can help them fulfill their destinies and get closer to yours as well. The first of these heroes is Abraxas, a cynical tomb robber with a grudge against the gods. You and Abraxas make an unlikely pair, but you'll have to work together to take down fearsome enemies like the bloodthirsty goddess Sekhmet. Abraxas seeks vengeance against Sekhmet for the murder of his father. With his boomerang axe, whip sword, and bladed shield at your command, he'll stop at nothing to defeat her.
He's tall. He feels
Combat
tall.
was one of the aspects players loved most about Asgard's Wrath, us
Oh
included.
yeah, no, go ahead. Tell me the
It
price.
was
I need to know.
vicious and brutal. Whether swinging a sword, throwing an axe, or even using your fists, the combat made you feel powerful and skilled. In the first game, the combat favored a defense-first approach, meaning you had to block and parry a series of enemy attacks before you had a chance to remove their runic shields. This loop had to be completed 3 or 4 times before you could start damaging an enemy. In Asgard's Wrath 2, our updated combat system is centered around player choice. Nothing is holding you back. You can chip away at enemy shields. through
It's
a
great,
flurry
but
of
like I feel
attacks, or
the
land
first one had
skilled
like
parries to
better
trigger
storytelling.
opportunity windows that let you cut through your enemy's defenses with
$500
ease.
huh? You like
We've
her?
also
She
expanded the
okay.
systems to include elemental types for a greater degree of
So you
player
just like that she's
customization
tall, right?
and wider variety amongst enemy
Thank
archetypes.
you, girlfriend. You're definitely adding to it.
This time, we have a full physics system implemented for weapons. With swords, axes, bows,
With the
staffs,
thing.
and more
With the thing.
at your disposal, you can find a combat style that's right for you. But you'll need to change up your approach, as enemies
It
will
seems
now
like
react
in
to
the
your
denser
every
areas of
movement
this game,
and
like the
switch up
game
their
is
own
pretty
attacks.
damn good. But
You'll
in these
also
wide
unlock
open
new
areas,
skills and
it just seems
abilities as you
boring as
level
hell.
up, letting you invest further in the weapons you use most. Unlock powerful abilities and super attacks to truly change the game. Nothing feels better than seeing your weapons soar into the air and rain down on a horde of enemies. You'll also discover relics you can slot
don't
into
know.
your weapons and armor that will provide you with powerful buffs. Like
I
adding
feel
fire
it'll sell
damage to
well
your
enough,
weapon or
but I
heal
don't
over
think it's
time,
gonna be like Game of the Year,
allowing you
right?
to customize your weapon set against each
In
enemy
terms like
you
of
face.
VR games.
But you won't be the only one leveling up. Your animal followers have their own skill trees and will grow in power the more you spend time with them.
Like it could
Even
be
with
a
an upgraded
fairly
companion
solid
with all these
game.
powers at your disposal. Don't think the enemy
But I predict
AI
like
will
this
go
game getting
easy
like
on
a
you.
3 out of 5
As
tops.
you level up, so will they, gaining new abilities, smarter tactics, sneaky counters, stronger armor, powerful super attacks, and
Maybe
relics to use
3.5.
against you. Some will even heal each other, boost each other's damage, or call for reinforcements. You'll have to use all the strength, endurance, speed, and quick thinking you can muster to forge a path through the ravenous enemies that lay between you and your destiny.
The horn for? I don't know what the horn was for.
For a true challenge and the opportunity to earn bragging rights amongst your friends, you can step into the Uncharted Rifts, an infinitely replayable dungeon crawling mode with exclusive loot that you can take back with you into the main campaign. The Rifts are always open, so you can visit at any point during or even after the campaign and put your skills against some of the toughest time-limited challenges the Rifts have to offer. Face increasingly ferocious enemies as you delve deeper into these endless labyrinths, encountering
I still see
ghosts
the
of
first one
players
might have
who
been
fell
better.
victim to the Rifts before you. Whether friend or foe, these specters will
Stunned.
be part of your dungeon, helping or
I read that
hindering
as
your
homie
progress.
stunned.
Survive long enough, and you'll earn a spot on the leaderboards and those precious bragging rights.
I'm
The
gonna
Uncharted
I'm
Rifts
gonna
are
watch it
deep and
specifically
full of
for
mystery.
the like
They're
headset.
almost like a whole game on their own. And we
Like if
barely
it goes
scratched the
hard,
surface
I
of all
like
the
I
unique dangers you'll encounter.
want to see what it does and everything. I'm not
I hope that
expecting
this
much
first
from
look
like
at
the
Asgard's Wrath
the
2
Apple
has you
headset.
excited. We've got so much more to show you. More heroes, more companions, more gods, Loki anomalies. I can't wait to show you more. Back to you, Ruth.
3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
But is it
Now head
really
over
like
to
a
the
VR
Meta
headset
Store
seller?
because pre-orders of Asgard's Wrath 2 are open. Pre-order and you'll get a copy of the original Asgard's Wrath on PC. You don't have to play it before, but it'll add some fun context. You'll also get immediate access to the Great Sand Sea home environment.
And that's the
I'm
thing though,
standing in now,
they're not
and
providing a
unlock an
PC VR
exclusive
version of
Asgard's
this.
Wrath 2 themed character, as well as the title of Cosmic
You
Guardian.
don't get
in
to like
Population
play with
1.
high graphics on your
And once
like good
Asgard's Wrath 2
PC and
launches
such.
later this year, those who pre-ordered will get access to the Sword of Ra and the Sun God's battle armor.
Like Meta is trying to eliminate PC
That's the end of our
VR
main
on their
showcase.
platform. They want
But
everything
stick around for
standalone.
more, because up next, we have some of the most passionate VR creators sitting down to discuss the games from the show. And while you're there, we're running a sale on favorites like NFL Pro Era, Resident Evil 4, Bone Lab, Among Us, and many more. And like last year, we're also giving away this awesome room I'm standing in. It's
Actually,
available now in
personally,
settings under
it
home environments.
might be closer to
Of course,
5.
there's so much more we want to share with you. We plan to announce more games.
Yeah,
major
they have
updates to
Among Us
existing
VR.
titles, and we've got a whole new headset to launch. Thank you all so
You get
much
to
for
yell at
tuning
people around
in,
the table
and
in
thanks to
VR
the
instead of
developers
just
who
on your
helped put this show
PC.
together. Keep playing, and we'll see you next year.
I don't know. The whole showcase feels kind of mid, honestly.
I'm going to be in so much trouble if this leaks, but this actually looks a lot
Stop
like
it.
Quest 6.
Stop it.
The Ecto 1? Oh yeah, that's still parked at my
Oh
place.
God, why?
No, they're not getting it back.
I can't do Among Us. I can't.
Hi everyone, I'm Travis
The
Williams.
fuck was
head
that
of
in
production at
between?
Oculus Publishing. We hope you enjoyed our showcase and are excited for all the awesome games.
It
We
was
gathered some of our
underwhelming,
talented
honestly.
developers and your favorite VR content creators to talk a bit more about two of them, Asgard's Wrath 2 and Ghostbusters: Rise of the Ghost Lord. First up is Asgard's Wrath 2, the massive RPG coming to Quest later this year from Sanzero Games.
None of you sound
Let's
that
meet our
excited.
guest. Matt Kramer is the studio creative director at Sanzero Games and a good friend of mine. What up, man? You know? And here to grill him.
Oh,
with
I don't
questions
want to
on
know what
VR
that is.
gaming
Damn
creators
it, I
and
don't
community.
know what.
We are pleased to welcome Jasmine of VR with Jasmine.
Hi, everybody.
What's going on, Jasmine? Jeff, aka A Wolf in VR.
That's me.
What's going on? And Thomas, aka Voodoo.
I watched one of those.
Thank you all so much for being here.
The guy in the
As you
middle
just
of
seen
Wolf
our
in VR, I
review,
watch his
and gameplay
videos. They're
walkthrough.
fun.
I'm sure you have plenty of questions, but first, I'm going to kick things off with a question to Matt. What led your studio from the first game to Asgard's Wrath 2?
Well, you know, the first game, we just knocked it out of the park. I mean, it's the
Agreed.
largest, biggest action RPG ever made in VR.
Yes.
So what are we going to do? Let's make it bigger.
Yes,
Let's make it
you're-
better.
Ooh.
And that is what we're doing with
Did
Asgard's
you?
Wrath 2. So I cannot wait for you guys to dig into this game.
Want to so bad.
Like, Wrath 2 has so many different layers of gameplay.
Talking
We've got
about
the
the
Uncharted
game
Rift.
that they
We've got over 60 plus
Yes.
hours of
made it
gameplay
better. It's like,
in
hey,
large, huge, expansive worlds.
60.
So you guys saw the mounts, which we'll talk about
Yes.
further.
Yes.
So you can look at that. Get
I read-
zoom in on this.
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's me and the Panther thing.
That's our next mocap right there. So, but
sorry.
but you know, we've got these mounts, and so that just gives you any inkling of the size of the world. So
Called
you
someone
can,
to say, well,
transform any of those guys at any moment.
So, Jasmine, you're new to
I mean, like on the
Asgard's
whole
Wrath
showcase
experience.
itself,
What did you think of the trailer?
it was
Wow.
there wasn't going to be anything that amazing.
The whole time, I think my jaw was on the floor, just like, what? There's more, there's more, there's more. And honestly, the entire time I was
Every
looking at it
conference-
first, I didn't realize
okay.
how beautifully designed the characters are. Like their costumes look beautiful, so intricate, which is amazing that you're able to get that on a standalone headset like the Quest.
Oh yeah.
But aside from that, I was also the whole time I was feeling like, am I in a movie? I feel like I'm literally in a movie. So could you talk
Yeah.
more about like how much of the storyline is like built into there?
Yeah, so Asgard's Wrath 2 takes off where the first one left off. And the good news is you don't have to play the first game. We've got an awesome recap that you can see in VR, and we retell the whole story. So first game, you're kind of a fledgling god. Loki takes you under his wing. And if you remember, Loki left you in a prison. And you're trapped there. So the
Oh, that
second
sounds
game
like
takes
Loki.
off with these weavers of fate intervening and helping you get
Loki
out
takes
of
you under his
this
wing,
prison
and he leaves you
to
there.
track down Loki where he is. And that's where we find him in ancient Egypt.
Very cool.
Jeff,
Yeah.
man, look, you're old school Asgard's Wrath.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, like, what's your favorite memory?
Dude. Okay.
Pick one.
Okay, my favorite thing about the first game is probably the scale of it. I mean, you know, you're a god, you're a little person, so on and so forth, but when you first walk into Jotunheim, which is the world of giants and all that, and you just look in the background and this giant's like suddenly getting up off the ground, and you're just like way down here, and you're just like looking up, craning your neck to see these giants moving, it's just incredible. And that's something that you can only feel in VR.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I agree. So how about this Asgard's Wrath?
Oh man, I am so excited about it, and I assume you guys have even more like hidden collectibles and
Oh,
secrets
yeah.
all around the world that people can find.
I
Because I remember one of my
like this
favorite parts about the
excitement.
first one is I played through the entire game. You know, you hit the credits, but then
Kind
there
of
are these
like-
massive like side dungeons that tell
Yeah.
their
Like,
own
it's
story. You
great,
kinda
yeah,
find
we
those in random
love it,
locations. You have
kind
stuff
of
like
thing,
this
you
too,
know?
where
Yeah.
I can go out and just do an entirely different game outside the main story.
Yeah, and it's something that we always think about. We're always valuing the player's time and experience in the game. So when you unlock those side quests and stuff, they're not like one or two objectives and stuff. It is a full-on narrative story that you're going to unlock, almost with its own little ecosystem and its own little loop.
So it's not kill 10
Yes.
squirrels. It's
Yes,
go
it
on this
is.
adventure.
Yeah, we want you to feel like you're in the world, living
want
and
it.
breathing it.
I can't believe that this is on Quest 2. It's just amazing to see this kind of graphics. And my question
God,
is,
it's
how
so
could
scripted.
you do that on Quest 2, and how does it look on Quest 3?
Yeah, great question. So first on Quest 2, so everything you saw, that's Quest 2 footage. Absolutely looks phenomenal. And so we're just very conscientious about what our boundaries are, what we can do and what we can't. We make those boxes very early on in development, and those are the boxes that we live in. In terms of Quest 3, the feeling of the
It's
headset
the
is
most boring
superb.
fluff
I've been
like
using this
I've
for
seen in a
couple
while.
months now.
Oh,
It's the form factor is primo.
It is.
The other thing is resolution and horsepower on this thing is phenomenal.
oh, so it will even look better on Quest 3. Crazy.
The first game, combat was hit or miss.
Honestly-
on the really easy difficulty, it was actually more fun to do combat because you didn't have to do all this blocking, parrying, waiting for other stuff to happen. But in this one, combat looks so much more fun. But in addition to that,
They're not showing
the
Quest
weaponry. I mean,
3
you got
footage
axes,
because
and you're Captain America-ing a shield across there.
like
You
I don't
have this,
actually no
like a
actually
harp-
hold on.
a
They
harp
would have been
bow
better
that-
to show
oh,
Quest
yeah,
3
that's
like
fire.
stuff.
What I do want to talk about is
It
weapon
wouldn't that
diversity.
sell
So notice
sell it
that
more
the
like, oh look how
headshot
amazing it
is
looks
the
on Quest
sword
3.
that Araxis has transforms into a whip.
Oh yeah.
And so traversal in general is taken to another level in Asgard's Wrath too. You're going to be whipping across things. You're going to be doing.
I still remember that real
combinations where
person.
you're wall
I
running
was
to a
I was
couple wall runs,
watching
and then you're
like I was
floating in the air and
live
you're using
when
a
that
whip.
happened,
like flipping weapons.
watching it.
Let's say you have your mount, your wonderful mount we call Sabira, the Black Panther that you saw. She's over
If to
in
watch
the
Mark
corner,
play,
she's
that's
all set
probably a
up in
good
mount
idea.
form. You gotta rush. You want to rush onto
I
the mount,
I'm
but she's really
finishing
far
it
away. Use your whip,
because
pull your whip, boom, you're right on the
I'm
mount.
gonna
you're riding
try
around.
try
There's
to
a mob
cut
of
this up
enemies out there while you're on
into
the mount.
smaller
I want to
bits.
go attack those guys. Use your whip, pull yourself right to the target, and you're right off the mount, toe-to-toe combat.
This is painful.
And it's that kind of fluidity and feeling through the combat and the contextuals that really takes us to another
I would
level.
like to see one of these
Yeah,
where
so it
they
sounds
actually
like the
have
weapons
someone's
also
an
dual,
actual like
doing something, able to do
avid
something
fan
else
of the
with any other
game
weapons that
where
do
they
something
actually
else?
sound
we have a
excited.
ton. I mean, the shield in its own has so many layers to it. You could throw the shield out, you could stop it in space. The axe, you could throw it, you could stop it, you can redirect it. All the weapons also have a puzzle layer to it, so you'll be able to use them for certain puzzles. You may have to
This is painful.
redirect some switches or something, and you'll be using the axe for that. And the cool thing is that every hero that you meet, they have all different gear. So every character you're gonna meet, it's gonna.
I was
feel like a
hoping they
totally
would
different
talk
game in
more
itself.
about
And the
Quest 3.
coolest part is those characters you meet, those followers that you meet throughout your adventure, you bring them back to the beginning of the game.
Bugs,
You bring them back to other locations. to
storage,
unlock further content. Yeah, so much
all
stuff with the hero weapons.
window.
This game just seems to be full of the wouldn't it be cools, right?
And that's how any game
I
starts.
know, but,
Yeah.
but you know, the
You
thing
know what?
about it
I
is
I
a lot
think
of
they would
times
just
you don't get to put that stuff in the game. You know, you go like, wouldn't this be cool? Wouldn't this be cool? And it just seems like you just sat around and just said, hey, you know,
this
it'd be
whole
cool, and you put it in the
showcase
game.
You know, I'm
like
gonna tell you what.
doesn't
wouldn't it
feel
be
like
cool
they
moment. So
really
you guys saw in the
brought
trailer, there's
much.
this big lunken monster that's going around the back of the desert. That desert is called the Great Sand Sea.
I'm sure this is
And
gonna
you
be
can
an
see
alright
this guy.
game.
Yep, you're there
I
right
even
now.
played honestly.
And,
Don't
you
turn
can
around.
see this guy in the background, and if you look
But it's
closely at
not
some of the
enough to
footage
really
in the
sell
trailer,
a lot of
there's
people
gonna be a
on like
moment where
buying
you're
a
gonna be
Quest or Quest 3.
toe-to-toe with that giant creature. So when you talk about epic scale and can
I
you
feel they
guys
should have
do the epic
focused
scale on the Quest
focused
2,
more
the
on like
stuff that you
Arizona
fight
Sunshine.
and
Sunshine
battle is on a
looks
huge
better,
scale.
honestly.
Talked about a lot of characters and.
But I think we're
gods
gonna
and
leave it
stuff,
here.
so there will be
I
something
don't
like a
think I'm
story,
gonna
of course.
continue to
Will
watch
my community
this entire thing. This is
able
just
to play that
dragging
game in
on.
German, for
Yeah.
example?
So on launch day, we will have all localization.
Wow.
And that'll be
great.
day one from
You saw the Quest 2.
right off the bat.
Awesome.
That's what I
Speaking of
want to
bugs
hear.
for the
So you talked
AIDS.
about hardcore players. Will there be different difficulties like in the first part?
Yep. We
For
have
example,
everything from, the base story mode to the hardest difficulty.
I don't
which
remember
we call
what
Wrath.
which one I got.
Why?
I think it was the
Because it will punish you.
128.
I feel it.
I want to see that YouTube
Maybe?
video, you finishing the entire game on Wrath difficulty.
Well, my first series is going to be 40
It's been a
episodes,
minute, but
it's a
like, yeah, I
60
think I'm
hour
gonna
game,
hear.
Plus dungeons, plus you have these rift mechanics. I mean, it's
Yeah.
massive. You expect me to play it multiple times?
I guess you
Like,
better
how
be
many
on it.
people are still
I'll
here?
take the game right now.
So when you talk about 60 hours gameplay,
I like how they don't tell you how many people are watching.
Interesting, all over that 16 hours, 60 hours. How do you?
Yeah, it's just making sure that everything is fresh.
That's no, I'm not that excited. Like I said, like I want to try a lot of these games out, but none of them really wowed me at all. Blah blah blah. in the chat. People are saying where's FNAF, where's GTA, Behemoth VR, like so many other games are going to be also like PC VR that people are vastly more excited about. Look, Meta has not really brought much to the table. Again, give you FNAF. Are you okay there, Gambit? Want a movie and DLC? Be okay. Okay, meow, meow. I don't know. We'll see. Like, there's more games releasing like this year for Meta Quest and all that. But as far as this showcase, I can't even give the showcase like a pass. It's like say the showcase was a 2 out of 5. They had content. I wouldn't. All of it was great content, but they had it. Ah, they're a YouTuber. Okay, okay, my bad. Definitely want to go back to the showcase and hear them drill on. Hey, GTA San Andreas. Who are saying VR is dead. Everyone's at F in chat. It's pretty much everyone's pretty much feeling the same thing. Like this is pretty much just like whatever. There's very little people actually excited in chat about this. You're gonna pass out? I don't blame you. Okay, get some sleep. Just forget the whole thing. The showcase never happened. All right. Yep. I'm just gonna end it here. I'll post a recap, but it's like, one boring ass recap. All right then. When like, subscribe, do all the things. I'm gonna see you next time. My folding laundry in the background. Everyone stay aimless. And much love.